What's going on YouTube? I've been playing Rise of Kingdoms for a total of 338 days, almost 1 year, and I've made a lot of mistakes in my time playing this game. So this is a list of the top 5 mistakes I still regret to this day. Now the first mistake would be under the general category of wasting gems. Now a lot of the things I did waste gems on in the early game was this VIP shop over here. I'll be honest, you don't really want to buy a lot of these things, especially if you're not a big whale. Like the big whales should buy the materials out every week, but what I was spending my gems on were these random infantry blueprint fragment chests. Do not buy these. It is not worth. You can't guarantee the blueprint you're gonna get. Someone gave me advice that this is a good buy, a good pickup. No, it's not. Don't get this. Another thing I wasted gems on was the wheel event in the early game. I spun the wheel for commanders that I wasn't gonna max or invest in. Now I don't think spinning to the 10 tier is bad. I think if you go higher than that on a commander you're not really interested in, you're just wasting gems. Because there's so many gem spinning events out there for equipment and other things that you actually need later on, that spending all the gems on the commander wheel isn't really the best. And I think the egg event has the highest value. Now the second mistake I regret the most is not playing the events correctly. And what I mean by that is, in Rise of Kingdoms there's certain events you get on the calendar that you'll know ahead of time, that for example there's one that use speed ups and the reward is gold heads. Now I pushed T5 troops without any event, and this equals a lot of power and tech, and I could have easily won a power pushing, a speed up using one, because I used like a year speeds, and I gained almost like 8 million power from just unlocking T5. So I could use this for a zenith event, for a power pushing, and gotten some free gold heads from this, and I just did not, and I kind of regret it. I should have been more patient on that one. Now this next one is a regret that I have from my early game, and honestly even today, is not having enough resources for KVK. Now if your KVK is going to have a lot of fighting in KVK 1 or even in any KVK, you have to stop upgrading buildings in preparation for KVK, and doing this will save speed ups and resources to fight with in KVK. And the worst feeling in the world is running out of resources, especially if you're a free-to-play low spender like this account was in the early game. I think I entered KVK around 17 million power, and I was struggling, guys. I ran out of resources KVK 1. I still had a bit of speed ups because someone advised me to save, but a lot of people in my alliance ran out of speed ups and they had to stop fighting because they couldn't, keep fighting. They ran out of resources and speed ups. And my biggest advice is to make sure you're good on resources and speed ups. And if you think you have enough, just get a little bit more. And that also brings me to my next point, is not building farms early. So my main account, I only have 1 farm. So I didn't make a ton of farms in the early game, and I kind of regret it, because if I had a lot of farms I would be using them. But luckily one of my boys donated me 2 farms, so now I have 3 farms. I can barely hang on with 3 farms. It's enough. I definitely need to get more farms in the future, especially when we're running 2.5. I think I'll be able to run mixed marches and be completely fine, because I actually didn't spend that much gold with mixed march. It was only 300 million for the whole KVK. And I would say this KVK had like a moderate amount of fighting. Definitely get a lot more food and wood though. Those are expensive. Now my next regret is my tech tree. In the earlier game, there's some techs you want to max early before you do anything else. Being masonry, building speed, you got writing here, you got engineering, and mathematics. These 4 will give you building and research speed, and you especially want to get the research speed first, and this will save you a lot of speed ups going into the tech, military tech, because as you unlock tier 4 and get these and these upgraded, these take a lot of time. Some were up to 80 days, and if you don't have all the research speed as you can get, then you are just wasting speed ups, because when you speed it up you're gonna spend more and more days, and it just adds up. So if you're in the early game, 100% get these maxed before you do tier 4. And my last regret is not spending when I was spending effectively. As you know, I'm not a huge whale or a big spender. I should have picked my bundles more strategically, and I think I could have made a lot more value out of the money I spent on the game if I did something else. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly what I've done over the year I've been playing this game. I will tell you the highest value things in the game are 1, the growth fund, which is $15, 2, the gem supply, which is $5 for the half off, 10 per month, and 3 is the Lucian Scrolls. This battle pass is actually crazy, and this is the 100% the most value in the game for its price. It's $5 and you get a ton of stuff, ton of goodies, plus a city skin, plus blueprints, and they added in a transmutation crystal, which is insane. And if you know anything about armaments, you need a lot of those. And then what I would spend on after that is wait for a recharge event, and I would only spend during the recharge events. If I could go back in time, that's what I would do. And my account would be a lot stronger for how much you would spend on it. And then maybe the dailies per day, because these bundles are actually kind of nuts. You get a lot of speed ups, gems, and AP from these, and not even including the commander heads that can pop up. Oh yeah, and pop-up bundles. Pop-up bundles, the $5 ones for gold heads and gold materials. That's all I would spend on in this game. Now, if your spending level is obviously different than mine, then this would not apply to you. Now, a couple other regrets that I don't have, but I know other players do have, is migrating to the wrong kingdoms. Personally, I haven't had an issue with that just yet. Both the kingdoms I've been on this account have been amazing, but definitely make sure you do your research before you migrate to a kingdom and invest all your time and effort into that kingdom. Yeah, but as I said, that hasn't been too much of an issue for me. Another regret people have is investing in bad commanders. I personally haven't done that. KVK 1, I ran Sun Tzu Aethelflaed. KVK 2, I ran Alex Sun Tzu, and then I ran Alex Sun Tzu again for another KVK 2. And then KVK 3, these are my marches. Luce, Alex, Joan, Arthur. I'm pretty happy with my commanders. I know some people hate on the commander choices I've made. I'm not too upset. Now, could I have done slightly better? 100%. But I think for my account and where my account was at the point, I've made decent decisions on the commanders. I'm actually pretty happy with this little Joan with the AoE. She's pretty fun. And I know who would probably trade better, but yeah, I'm still happy with Joan. And I'm actively trying to... Now, if I had one regret for my commander, it would be Alex. But it doesn't really make sense for me to regret Alex the Great, because at the time, he was the meta, Luce Alex. And then after it was too late, they released BQ for me. So you could argue that Alex was a regret of mine, but I think at the time, there wasn't really a better infantry player besides William Wallace, but even that, it was questionable. Actually, I do have one regret about my armaments. I was running Hollow Square formation for KVK2, and I swapped to Arch. And right after I swapped to Arch, they released Pincer. So if I waited literally like 2 or 3 more days, Pincer would have been out, and I wouldn't have to worry about swapping all my Arch to Pincer. I kind of missed the window. I got timinged there. Bad timing. Anyways, what is your biggest regret in Rise of Kingdoms? Drop it in the comments. I'm really curious to see what sort of mistakes you guys made. Do you guys have any of the same regrets that I made in the early game? I know a lot of people have wasted gems in this game and so on and so forth, invested in bad commanders. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And if you guys want me to do a top 5 best decisions I ever made in this game, then let me know. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you guys liked, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and drop a comment down below your biggest regret, and peace.